Hey there. Welcome to the fastest growing #1 podcast entitled So You Want to Be Married Again. Yep, that's the title of our podcast, So You Want to Be Married Again. This podcast is designed to help divorced women like you and me who want to remarry uncover what we contributed to the demise of our marriages. And you know how we're going to uncover that? We're going to do so by fostering candid conversations and getting to real solutions. Yes, that's exactly what we're going to do. And I am your host, Lillian. Hey! I want you guys to know that I've been married 2 times, not once, but twice, and it's all good. I remember my pastor saying, marriage is something that you do not get out of alive. So I thought about it. I must have been resurrected twice. But anyway, yes, it doesn't matter how many times you've been married, whether it's 1 time, 2 times, or 5 or 6 times, it doesn't matter. Because the bottom line here and what we're going to do on So You Want to Be Married Again is to uncover what were your contributions to the demise of those relationships. Now, I know it's easy to say, I didn't do anything. It was all his fault. Well, you know what? The truth should be told. And in telling the truth, you'll be able to say, well, maybe I could have did something different. Maybe I could have said that differently or done this better, because it takes 2 to tangle, right? So we had to have done something, probably real small. But anyway, we're going to uncover all of those things. So some of the things that we'll be talking about on this podcast, I'm going to give you a few, and I promise you, these are very good, very interesting, and you're going to want to be a part of it. So one thing that we'll talk about is why you keep attracting, the same type of man. Think about that for a moment. Why do you keep attracting the same type of man? That is so important because you want to make sure that you're attracting the type of man that you want in your life, right? And I think even in my 2 marriages, I think I kind of married the same type of men, but they were different in some regards, but at the same time, they were similar. But it's all good because we're going to unpack that kind of stuff. And let me say this while I'm talking. I don't want you guys to think that this podcast has anything to do with the other person. It has to do with us, the divorced woman. What were your contributions? So even when you think about attracting the same type of men, it's because of you. It's what you are attracting. So let's just get into that at a later date. Another thing we'll talk about is unhealed trauma. Now, there could be trauma on both sides, right? The man could have had trauma and you could have had trauma. But one thing that if you bring that trauma into a new relationship, all you're doing is spilling that mess in it, right? And that could be a cause of your divorce. So we'll talk about that as well. Another thing is learning to forgive. Now, some people have a hard time to forgive. I don't know why. And some people, it's easy for them to forgive. I just so happen to be the person that is easy to forgive. I'm like, it is what it is. It happens. But some people really do need to learn how to forgive. But you want to know that forgiveness is not for them. It's actually for you. But we'll get into that. Another thing is defining what you need and not what you want. It's so easy to say, oh, I want this in a relationship. I want that in a relationship. I want him to look like this, have this, drive that, all those kinds of things. But are you saying this is what I need in a relationship? We're going to unpack that too. This is a really good one for me. Recognizing and or ignoring red flags. How many of you have had red flags or seen red flags and you're like, it'll be okay. And you just let it pass on by. And that red flag has something to do with the demise of your relationship. Because sometimes on the outside of being married, you may see something and you're like, oh, it's okay. But if you really think about that thing that you're seeing, you should be asking yourself, if this never changed, would I be able to stay with this person? Something to think about. Another thing that we'll be talking about is knowing your self-worth. Now, that is so important. Before you say I do, you got to know who you are. You got to know that you are valuable. You got to know that God wants you to be married to his best, right? Not just married to anybody. And again, it's not about the man, but it's about you knowing your self-worth and knowing that you deserve to be married to God's best for you. And then another thing, and this is the last one that I'll talk about real quick, but it's one of the podcasts that we'll talk about, is called Dating Again. And we already know these are different times, right? The world is different, but I don't see it as, you can never remarry because of like whatever's going on in the world or how things appear. No, I believe that we have to know how to date properly. And if you are believing to be remarried again, you will get there, but you also know that you're going to go on dates. So let's do it properly, right? So anyway, those are some of the things that we're going to talk about. And I am super, super, super excited about each of them. I do want you guys to know that I firmly, firmly, firmly agree with the sanctity of marriage. I believe in marriage. And if you believe in marriage too and are divorced and know you want to be remarried again, then this podcast right here is for you. So I want you to help us, right? And I say us because I'm in it with you. We're going to grow together. We're going to share together so that we can eventually be married to our forever husbands. Aren't you excited about that? Because you got to get excited on this end and know that your forever husband is waiting for you. So I look forward to you guys meeting me here every week. We'll have a podcast uploaded just for you. If you like what's about to go down on this channel, so you want to be married again, right? I want you to comment below any topic that you'd like to discuss, and let's see if we can get that in rotation. So comment below what you'd like to discuss on So You Want to Be Married Again. And remember, we're uncovering our contributions to the demise of these marriages, right? Our contribution, women. And if you like what's going on, again, comment. Be sure to like this video and share it with folks that you know that are divorced, women that you know that are divorced, that are desiring to be married again. I hope to see you guys here soon. Next week, we'll have a new podcast coming every single week. And I hope that you guys enjoy. Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you. Bye-bye.